ANC Limpopo chairperson Stan Mathabatha has stepped down. In a letter to the party's Secretary General, he says this is due to the ongoing misconduct and a departure from ANC values within certain provincial structures in the province. Let's speak now to ANC Limpopo spokesperson Jimmy Machaka. Mr. Machaka, good evening to you. Thank you for your time. Let's start with the status of the ANC chairperson in the province. Is Mr. Mathabatha still the leader of the ANC in that province?
Good evening to you, Toli, and good evening to all your viewers. We can confirm as the Provincial Executive Committee of the ANC that we indeed have received the copy of the letter which the provincial chairperson have directed to the national officials of the ANC, indicating that he is stepping aside from his responsibility as the provincial chairperson. Our difficulty as a province is that we are constrained to respond or deal with the content of the letter. As you will see from the letter itself, it is directed to the national leadership and is not directed to us as the Provincial Executive Committee. Therefore, we shall await on how the national officials process the matter, and they will advise how they intend to deal with this matter going forward.
Well, you may be constrained as the mother body in Limpopo, but it hasn't stopped the Youth League from expressing exactly what should happen, and that is that Mr. Mathabatha's letter should be rejected by Fikile Mbalula, the Secretary General. How do you respond to that?
Look, the ANC Youth League reserves the right to say its views. However, you will notice that in terms of the letter, it is making an indication of stepping aside. And we know for a fact that in the ANC processes, one only step aside if you are expelled from the party, if you are found guilty of disciplinary proceedings, or when you are criminally charged or ordered by the Integrity Committee. And the step aside in the context of what the chair has indicated does not fall within those categories. And it is for that reasons that we shall await the guidance from the national leadership, because in any event, that is where the letter is directed to.
Were there ongoing conferences in the areas of Waterberg, and the other area escapes me now? And what is it that was abnormal about those regional conferences?
The province of Limpopo has 5 regions, and today the 5th region, which is Waterberg region, has concluded its business. The other past regions include your Kukuni region, Norman Mashabane, Vembe region, and Pitamukaba region. All these regions have concluded their conferences. However, there has been issues that were raised as far as it relates to Pitamukaba region, Vembe, and Norman Mashabane, and that those issues that were raised by members of the ANC are currently before the national leadership for further processing. Only after they have dealt with those issues that were raised post those conferences, the national leadership will then communicate what then becomes their decision in light of the complaints that were raised, in light of the fact that they have afforded everybody opportunity to state their facts and case, and accordingly, we are awaiting for such decisions, which we believe it will be in due course.
I'm not trying to get into the merits of ANC internal matters, but some of these issues are public knowledge. What is it, if you can just caption it in one sentence as to what is at the core of the problem or problems about some of these irregularities?
Look, at this stage, there is no any confirmation whether indeed there were irregularities or not. Instead, affected members in various regions have raised multiple issues, which the committee that was set up by the National Working Committee of the ANC have looked into those matters. They have compiled a report. Without us jumping the guns as to the outcomes thereof, it could only be fair that we allow the national leadership to finalize the matter, because as you have heard the Secretary General last week in the media briefing, he made a confirmation that The report relating to these conferences that are disputed has been completed and it is on its table, and in due course, it will be presented to the officials and ultimately to the NWC for a final determination.
But it's no secret that something very abnormal has taken place, which has forced the chairperson of the ANC in the province to say these anti-ANC issues, these are values that he doesn't agree with, because he says they are, as you would say, un-ANC. What happens now, given that the province does not have a chairperson? Are you going to elect someone new? Are you going to second someone to that position?
Firstly, we can assure the structures of the ANC and the public that the values of the African National Congress in Limpopo and the program of renewal is intact. The fact that everything is in order does not suggest that there could not be some pocket issues which could time to time be raised by members. And the organization has opened up platforms wherein members with grievances have permission to can raise such. And that is exactly where we are. And all that we have to do as leaders and members is to respect and appreciate that process up until it reaches finality. At this stage, whether the stepping aside of the chairperson has been accepted or confirmed, it is not the case of now. But even if should that become the case, the ANC constitution makes the provision that in the absence of the chairperson, the deputy chairperson assumes the responsibility. But that does not arise at this stage because a determination has not yet made whether the stepping aside as envisaged by the provincial chairperson is accepted or not. Hence, we shall await the national leadership, which are the officials, which are the structure, which the letter is being directed to give us guidance to that effect.
All right. I want us to wind down this conversation on this point, and it's a matter that you've just pointed to, and that is that the ANC is in the process of trying to renew itself. And I'm going to put it to you this way, that for some people listening to us tonight, where we are discussing a chairperson of your province who says because of anti-ANC behavior, he cannot lead that province in all honesty. And so the question of renewal, Mr. Machaka, is renewal on paper, it would seem, and this is what happens, or what has happened to other ANC-led provinces now at a governance level, where the party has lost electoral support because of issues that start within, that then cascade and find expression in government. As we speak now, Limpopo is possibly among the few provinces that leads without needing the help of other political parties in terms of coalitions. Are you in self-destructive mode, that you perhaps are also yearning for a coalition-led government in that province?
Not at all, Koli. We want to assure structures of the ANC across the country and across the province that Limpopo will remain the province of the African National Congress. We want to assure to our structures that renewal is getting a practical expression in our province of Limpopo, because you will see that none of our leaders are involved in any malfeasance. None of our leaders are subjected to courts. Our leaders, what they are actually doing from time to time is to make sure that all promises that we have made to the people of Limpopo, to the people of South Africa, find expression. The people of Limpopo told us that they want roads, they want water, they want jobs, and we're exactly at a point of doing what we have promised them. Therefore, renewal in the province of Limpopo is not only in papers, it's finding expressions. Where there are things that are not going according to plan in various municipalities, leaders of the ANC are called to come and account for their action and their decision. And we're very pleased that the people of Limpopo continue to reaffirm the ANC as their only home because we are living up to the expectation. But the fact that there are disagreement or there are dissenting views in the process of leading does not suggest that the organization is on a self-destructing mode.
Jimmy Machaka, thank you very much for your time. The Limpopo ANC spokesperson talking to us there.